Hey, parents, thanks so much for joining me today. I just wanted to share the information that I was going to share at our open house this past Sunday. Really appreciate those of you. I know a couple of you had planned to stay for lunch and everything, but I really wanted to get this information out in a format that is available to as many people as possible. In just a second, I'll tell you what we're going to go over today. First of all, if you're not following us on social media, go ahead, take out your phone, do that right now. We're at BV Students on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'd love for you to give us a follow there and keep up with everything that we have going on. If you're not on social media, that's okay too. We've got some other ways that you can stay in the loop as well. So let's start by talking about what we're going to cover today. I want to go over, first of all, our vision for student ministry, and then how we want to live out that vision through 5 purposes and 4 habits that we are teaching your students in the things that we're doing. I want to talk about how your student can serve in our student ministry and as part of our broader church. And finally, I want to talk about how you can get involved as a parent, because really, we are wanting to partner with you as parents. We may see your student 2 or 3 hours a week, but they're living in your home, and you have the greatest influence on their faith formation. So before we get into all of that, I just want to kind of cover the basics here. We meet on Sundays at 11:15, and now we're having everybody, middle school and high school, start in the student auditorium. So that's in the main building, past the restrooms at the end of the north hallway, and we'll meet during that 11:15 worship service. We also meet on Wednesdays at 6:30 in the evening. We are doing dinner now every week, and we also have some games that we play, some time to just hang out and have some fun, and we also meet in life groups on Wednesday evenings. All the time, if there's anything that you want to know about, learn more about, say what we're teaching on Sunday mornings, or see if there's an event coming up, you can go to our website at bearvalleychurch.com/students. You can also sign up for text and email updates. You can just email me, Kyle, at bearvalleychurch.com if you want to get signed up for those. Finally, I want to be sure that you're able to connect with me anytime. So here's my cell number, and you can go ahead and save that in your phone, have it available if you just need to reach out to me. If there's anything you have a question about, I'm always there for you and for your students. Couple events that we have coming up I want to let you know about. First of all, coming up in a couple of weeks, Sunday, October 3rd, we're going to go to DFW Adventure Park for the afternoon, play some paintball. This is open to all students, middle school, high school, boys, girls, everybody's welcome. This would be a great opportunity for your students to bring their friends as well. So our playtime is 2:30 to 4:30, and we're asking everybody to get there at 2 o'clock so they can go over safety procedures and waivers and everything. We're asking everybody to sign up by this Sunday, September 26th. You can do that at bearvalleychurch.com/student-events. So there are going to be a couple of links there. One is to a form where you can sign up your student and pay. It's $12 to play paintball with us. And also a link to fill out the waiver for DFW Adventure Park. And we need one of those on file for every student who's going to be joining us. I'm also excited to share dates for the Jackson mission trip coming up next summer. We'll leave Sunday after church on June 26th. We'll come back Friday evening, July 1st. So be looking for more information, especially if this is going to be your student's first year going to Jackson with us. We'll be sharing more information about that in the coming weeks. It's always the highlight of our year, and we're excited for what's going to be our 19th Jackson mission trip coming up next summer. So hope you'll mark that on your calendars and plan for your student to join us. All right, so I want to shift gears here, and as we talk about our vision for student ministry, I want us to think about a question that we've probably have been asked a lot, especially in our younger days. A question that we've asked our kids and probably have asked a lot of other young people as well. And it's the question: what do you want to be when you grow up? Now, when we ask this question, what are we usually asking about. We're asking about a job or a career. Maybe we're asking about a college major. Maybe we're talking about a way that a young person wants to change the world, make an impact with their lives. But this is something, what do you want to be when you grow up? This is something that we want our kids to be thinking about from an early age, right? If you have a middle schooler, you're probably, they're kind of getting a better idea of the things they're interested in and the things they're good at, things that they might want to do with their lives. If you've got a high schooler, especially juniors, seniors, college, career, military, trade school, all those sorts of decisions are right around the corner. And so I know that as when I was a teenager, this is a question that I spent a lot of time thinking about. You probably did too. And if you are the parent of a teenager or a preteen, this is something that you're encouraging your kids to think about as well. But I actually think that this isn't the most important question that we can ask young people. I think the most important question that we can ask young people is sort of a different version of this question, and it's this. It's the question, who are you going to be when you grow up? Who are you going to be when you grow up? Now, every child, every teenager, no matter what their career is, no matter what their college major is, they're going to be somebody when they grow up. They're going to be formed by their experiences into the people that they're going to be in adulthood. And even in adulthood, we're still works in progress, right? So here's how I want to encourage you. Is that over these next few years, maybe if you've got a junior, senior, it's a matter of months until they're off on their own. If you've got a 6th or 7th grader, you've got a few more years to really be a primary influence in your child's life. But no matter how much time you have, spend time investing in who your child will be, even more than you invest in what your child will be. Now, there are tons of opportunities for college resume building, for award winning, especially the age that your students are now in middle school and high school. But think about it. How many of you today remember those awards, those achievements that you got when you were a teenager? How many of those things really still matter to you, are the most important things that you've done with your life? Now, I know there's value in academics and in extracurricular activities. Some of those things helped put me through college. I'm sure you're hoping for the same thing for your student. But this question, who is your student going to be? That's a question, and the answer to that is going to last for a lifetime. What they're going to be is temporary. Most people definitely change jobs. A lot of people change careers, change college majors. A lot of people change what they're going to be. That's temporary. It will probably change between now and when your student gets their first job. But that question of who they're going to be, that's an investment that you can make in your student's life right now that's going to last for their lifetime. And here's who I hope that your students are going to be when they grow up. Disciples of Jesus. Dallas Willard, one of my favorite authors, said that a disciple is someone who has decided that the most important thing in their life is to learn to do what Jesus said to do. You have the opportunity to help form your child into a lifelong follower of Jesus. That's what we want for them as part of our student ministry, and I hope that's what you want for them as a parent as well. And you can make investments in their lives every day that are going to help them decide that the most important thing in their life is to learn to do what Jesus said to do. Now, especially at this age, there are lots and lots of things in your student's life that are competing to be that most important thing. Maybe it's school, maybe it's sports, maybe it's another extracurricular activity that they're involved in. There are lots of demands on their time and their attention. Maybe it's friendships, maybe it's peer pressure and social influences that they have. But you have the opportunity to help your child understand that the most important thing that they can do in their lives is to become a follower of Jesus, to be a student of Jesus every day, and to learn to do what Jesus said to do. And you have that influence by the way that you choose to invest your time as a family, by the things you choose to do and not to do, by the things you talk about, by the example that you set, and by the way that you structure your family life, just as much as in the things that you say and do with and for your student. And so we at BV Students, we want to partner with you as parents to help form your child to be a lifelong follower of Jesus. And that's our vision for our student ministry, we want to be a safe, loving community where teenagers can become lifelong students, lifelong disciples of Jesus. I think this vision actually has developed over the last several years since Julia and I came to lead our student ministry, and the safe, loving community part actually came from our students several years ago. They're at a stage in their lives where they have lots of questions, lots of things that they're wondering about, lots of influences that they're trying to sort out. And we want to be a place where they can ask questions, where they can know that they always belong and that they're always loved no matter what, where they can understand who God has made them to be, and then to understand how Jesus wants to be a lifelong influence for them if they will sit at his feet every day and learn from him. And so to live out this vision, we have 5 purposes that we want to follow, that we want to form in our students, to understand that God created them for 5 purposes. First of all, to love God, that's worship. To be part of God's family, which is community. That's why we do life groups on Wednesday nights, so that they have a spiritual family who can pray for them, that they can rely on. They have leaders that they can trust to speak into their lives. To become like Jesus, which is discipleship. That's the daily investment that they make of giving their time and attention and energy to building a friendship with God. To serve God, which is ministry, and we'll talk some about how they can serve in just a couple of minutes. And finally, to tell others about Jesus. That's mission. That's the mission that God has for all of us, to go into all the world and as disciples of Jesus, to make other disciples of Jesus along the way. And to kind of put these 5 purposes on the ground, we want to teach our students 4 habits to follow every day. They are spending time with God, spending time with others, using their gifts, and sharing their story. Now, these 4 habits are built into the curriculum that we use on Sunday mornings, which is called Grow. And we want to build them into everything else that we do as a student ministry. But the most important way that your child will learn to do these things is by seeing you do them. By seeing you spend time with God, spend time with others, both on mission and in Christian community, using your gifts to serve, and sharing your story of how Jesus has impacted and transformed your life. And so, like I said, this is a partnership that we have with you as parents. You are the greatest influencers, even when it seems like your students aren't listening, that you don't have any influence with them anymore. I assure you that they're still listening, that you can still have an impact by the example that you set as a follower of Jesus, just as much as by the things that you say. So there's kind of a broad philosophy of how our student ministry works. We want to partner with you as parents because you're the ones who have the primary responsibility for your child's faith formation. So let's get into some practical ways that we can work together. And starting with some ways that your students can serve as part of our church through some big events that we have coming up, and also week to week on Sundays and during the week as well. We do have a service hour requirement of 12 hours in order for students to go on the Jackson mission trip. We want to be flexible with that because, of course, COVID is still going on, and each of your families is comfortable with different levels of, say, in-person involvement with what's going on at the church, and I want to be aware of that and work with you on that. But these are just some things coming up that your student can be a part of. One is the Thanksgiving banquet. We're going to be back in person for that again this year after we had to skip it last year. So this is coming up in a couple months, Friday, November 12th in the evening, and our students are a big part of helping to serve the food and cleaning up, and of course they get to be part of the event as well. They'll get to hear the vision that Pastor Lee shares for us for the upcoming year, and actually about the upcoming 3 years with a new initiative that we're starting. And you as parents are going to get to hear more about that soon as well. These are tentative dates. The next thing would be our VBS or Music and Arts Camp. We're planning to do Music and Arts Camp again. So these are kind of tentative dates, but this is generally when we'll do that first full week of June after school's let out, June 6th through 10th. So another thing to mark on your calendar. That's Monday through Friday. You and your student can both be part of our leadership team, and I'll talk more about that in just a minute. But that's an opportunity for you to speak into the things that we're doing as a student ministry. And finally, we would love for your students to get involved on some of the ministry teams of our church. They can help with leading worship, whether they sing or play an instrument. We're always looking for people to help with leading worship. They can help in the tech booth with slides, the audio visual, with our live stream, lights, sound. They can help with greeting people as they come in out in the commons. They can help at the cafe. They can serve with Bear Valley Kids. Mission 127 is a great opportunity for our guys to serve. The second Saturday of every month, we meet at the church at 8 o'clock. Hope Library, which is a monthly reading opportunity with refugee kids down in Fort Worth, and lots of other service opportunities coming up. Now, ideally, we'd like for students to serve during the 10 o'clock service and then be part of our student service at 11:15. But we also understand that there might be some needs where they need to serve in both services. But if your student is interested in being part of a ministry team, I hope they'll contact me, let me know how they want to get involved. And I also want to let you know how you as a parent can get involved. You can provide dinner on a Wednesday night. We'll provide dinner for about 15, and you can contact me if you're interested in that. You can be a driver or a chaperone for a fun event that we're doing, like paintball, coming up in a couple weeks. We would love to start a parents' life group on Wednesday nights so that parents with teenagers can be together, that you can support one another, help one another out, and build community with each other. If you're interested in being part of that, again, let me know. You can be an adult leader for our Jackson mission trip. We're asking adult leaders to pay half price because you're giving of your time and energy, so that'll be $175 is the half price adult leader amount for the trip coming up next summer. And again, our student and parent leadership team, which I want to tell you about now. So some of the things that this team would do would be helping to plan fundraisers for the mission trip, helping to plan some fun events. Really, the main thing would be to add your voice to what we're doing. You're with your teenagers every day of the week. You know what they're interested in. You know what they're struggling with. And those are things that we want to know as leaders in the student ministry as well. And so this is your opportunity to lend your voice and to help shape what our student ministry is doing. We're going to have our first meeting in a couple of weeks. We're going to meet Sunday, October 10th at 10 o'clock, so during the 10 o'clock service, and we'll meet outdoors in the pavilion, and hopefully that'll allow more people to be comfortable joining us. We want this to be available to as many people as possible for you as parents to influence the direction of our student ministry. So we'll meet outside, we'll spread out, and we'll talk about what we want to do as a student ministry over the upcoming year. That's all that I have for now. Thank you so much for watching through this, for taking this time to learn about how we can partner together to influence your students' life and to form them into lifelong followers of Jesus. If you have any questions, as always, you are free to contact me. My cell number is at the beginning of this video, or you can email me, kyle@bearvalleychurch.com. And finally, there's one thing that I want to ask of you, and that is, would you text or email me your answer to this question? What is your biggest challenge as a parent of a preteen or teenager right now? And this will help me understand both where you are as a parent, how we can work together, and also where your student is as well. So I hope you'll share a little feedback with me. That's all I've got. I am always available to you to help you out and to work together with you as a parent to form your child into a lifelong follower of Jesus. Take care, and we'll see you soon.